Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the landmark bestseller, now revised and updated for the 21st century. This 80-year-old success blueprint still creates millionaires today. Will it change your life too? Let's break this powerful book into 10 simple parts so you can see the key ideas and how they can guide your own success. Part 1. The Power of Desire. Chapters 1-2. Chapter 1. Introduction. Chapter 2. Desire. The starting point of all achievement. The first part of Think and Grow Rich introduces the main idea of the entire book. Everything begins with desire. Napoleon Hill explains that desire is much more than a simple wish. Almost everyone wishes for a better life, more money, or greater success. But only a few people develop a burning desire strong enough to push them into action. Hill says, desire is the starting point because it gives you direction, energy, and a reason to act even when life becomes difficult. Hill tells the story of Edwin C. Barnes, a man who strongly wished to work with Thomas Edison. Barnes had no money, no special skills, and no connections, but he had desire. He did not simply wish, "I want to meet Edison." Instead, he said, "I will become Edison's business partner." This clear and specific desire pushed him to take a train without knowing what would happen. Years later, his desire became real. This story shows how a focused desire can lead to great results, even if you start with nothing. Hill explains that for desire to become real, you must turn it into a plan. He gives 6 steps. 1. Choose the exact amount of money or goal you want. 2. Write it down. 3. Decide what you will give or sacrifice in return. Set a deadline. 5. Create a plan and begin immediately. 6. Read your written goal every morning and every night. These steps help your mind believe that your desire is possible, which is very important. When you read your goal every day, your thoughts become more focused. Your actions become more consistent. You start noticing opportunities that you normally ignored. Over time, desire grows stronger and fear becomes weaker. Hill says most people fail not because they are not smart, but because their desire is weak. They give up when things get hard. But when your desire is strong, you continue even during slow progress. Desire becomes the fire inside you. It gives you courage. It helps you stay on the path when others quit. In short, Part 1 teaches that desire is the foundation of success. Without desire, nothing begins. With desire, almost anything becomes possible. Part 2. Faith and Autosuggestion, Chapters 3-4. Chapter 3. Faith. Chapter 4. Autosuggestion. In this part, Napoleon Hill explains that desire alone is not enough. You must also have faith, which means believing that you can reach your goal. Hill does not describe faith as something magical. He explains it as a habit of the mind that you build over time. When you repeat positive thoughts and focus on your goal, your mind slowly accepts the idea as truth. This belief gives you confidence and strength. Hill says, faith is important because your mind cannot hold fear and faith at the same time. If fear controls your thoughts, you will doubt yourself and make weak decisions. But when faith grows, fear becomes smaller. Faith gives you courage to take action even when you are unsure. It helps you continue when results are slow. Autosuggestion is the method Hill teaches to build faith. Autosuggestion means suggesting to yourself, or telling your mind what you want it to believe. Your subconscious mind accepts repeated messages, especially when you speak them with emotion. For example, if you repeat, "I will achieve this goal," your mind begins to trust it. If you repeat negative thoughts like, "I can't," your mind also accepts that. Hill explains that many people fail because they constantly tell themselves negative messages. They say, "I'm not ready," "I'm not smart enough," or "This is impossible." Over time, these negative messages become beliefs, and beliefs guide actions. Autosuggestion helps you replace negative thoughts with positive ones. The process is simple. Repeat your goals aloud every morning and night. Imagine yourself achieving them, and speak with strong emotion. The emotion is important because it strengthens the message and helps the subconscious mind accept it faster. Hill says the subconscious mind is powerful but does not think for itself. It only receives information. If you fill it with fear, it pushes you toward failure. If you fill it with confidence, it pushes you toward success. Autosuggestion is the way to control what enters your subconscious. Through faith and autosuggestion, Hill teaches us that success begins inside the mind. When you believe in your goal, speak positive words, and train your thoughts daily, you build an inner strength that supports every action you take. This part shows that the mind is a garden. Whatever seeds you plant, positive or negative, will grow. Part 3. Knowledge and Imagination. Chapters 5 to 6. Chapter 5. Specialized Knowledge. Chapter 6. Imagination. Part 3 explains that success does not depend on general knowledge. Modern society often believes that having a lot of information or getting many degrees automatically leads to success. Hill disagrees. He says specialized knowledge, the kind that helps you solve real problems, is what brings value. Many people have general knowledge from school, but they do not know how to use it in a practical way. Specialized knowledge can come from books, experts, experience, or training. Hill reminds us that you don't need to know everything yourself. You only need to know where to find people or information that help you move toward your goal. For example, a business owner might not know accounting, marketing, or engineering, but they gather people with these skills and create success through teamwork. Imagination is also extremely important. Hill says imagination is the workshop of the mind, where ideas are created. Every invention, business, or plan begins as a thought in someone's imagination. There are 2 types of imagination. 1. Synthetic imagination combines old ideas into new forms. 2. Creative imagination produces new ideas that feel like inspiration. Imagination allows you to see possibilities before they happen. It helps you design plans, solve problems, and think differently from others. When you use imagination along with specialized knowledge, your ideas become more useful and powerful. Hill explains that people often stop using their imagination as they grow older because they become afraid of failure or criticism. Children imagine freely, but adults limit themselves. Hill encourages readers to practice using imagination again. By daydreaming, brainstorming, writing ideas down, or imagining their future success. One key lesson in this part is that imagination must be combined with action. Many people have ideas, but do nothing. Successful people turn ideas into plans, and plans into reality. Imagination gives you the vision. Knowledge gives you the tools. Part 3 teaches that learning never ends. To succeed, you must keep gathering useful knowledge and keep imagining new opportunities. When you combine learning with creativity, you become capable of building something meaningful. Part 4. Organized Planning and Decision. Chapters 7 to 8. Chapter 7. Organized Planning. Chapter 8. Decision. This part shows how to turn ideas into action. Hill explains that many people fail because they never plan clearly. They start something, stop quickly, and jump to another idea. Successful people do the opposite. They create plans, follow them, test them, and adjust when necessary. Organized planning means dividing your big goal into smaller steps. For example, if you want to start a business, you make a list of what you need: money, a team, knowledge, tools, and strategies. Then you work on each step slowly and steadily. Hill strongly recommends building a mastermind group, people who can help you. These may be friends, mentors, business partners, or anyone with knowledge or experience. A strong team supports you emotionally, and gives you skills you don't have. Another major topic in this section is decision-making. Hill says successful people make decisions quickly and firmly. They do not waste time thinking for weeks or months. They choose a path, take action, and adjust later if needed. Unsuccessful people take a long time to decide and then change their minds often. This behavior shows doubt and fear. Hill learned from studying successful leaders that they were confident decision-makers. They were not afraid to take risks because they trusted their judgment. This part also teaches that temporary failure is normal. Plans do not always work the first time. When something fails, you learn from it and create a new plan. Failure is not the end. It is feedback. In summary, Part 4 teaches that ideas are useless without a plan, and plans are useless without decisions. You must choose a goal, create steps, gather a team, and take action. Part 5. Persistence and the Mastermind. Chapters 9 to 10. Chapter 9. Persistence. Chapter 10. The Mastermind. Part 5 teaches two important principles: persistence and the mastermind. Persistence means continuing even when things get hard. Hill says persistence is the difference between people who succeed and people who quit. Many people start with excitement, but stop when they face difficulties. Successful people keep going even when progress is slow. Hill explains that persistence is not something you are born with. You build it by practicing positive habits, reading your goals daily, reminding yourself why you want them, and taking action every day even when you don't feel like it. He also says 4 things help build persistence. 1. A clear goal. 2. A strong desire. Self-confidence. 4. A good plan. When these 4 elements are strong, quitting becomes harder, and continuing becomes easier. The second part of this section explains the mastermind concept. A mastermind group is a team of people whose knowledge and energy combine with yours. Hill says, no one becomes truly successful alone. When you work with others who support you, your mind becomes stronger. You gain new ideas, different perspectives, and encouragement during difficult times. Hill gives examples of famous business leaders who worked with strong teams. Their success did not come only from their own intelligence, but from the combined power of many minds working together. A mastermind group can include mentors, partners, friends, or experts. The important thing is that everyone works together towards success. This part teaches that persistence keeps you moving forward, and a mastermind group multiplies your power. Together, they help you reach bigger goals than you could alone. Part 6. The Mystery of the Subconscious Mind. Chapters 11 to 12. Chapter 11. The Subconscious Mind. Chapter 12. The Brain. In this part, Napoleon Hill explains that the subconscious mind is the link between your thoughts and your results. It does not think like your conscious mind. Instead, it absorbs information, feelings, fears, and beliefs. Then it influences your actions, habits, and decisions, often without you noticing. Hill says the subconscious mind works all day and night, even when you sleep. The subconscious mind accepts whatever thoughts you repeat often. If you repeat negative ideas like, "I can't do it," your subconscious mind believes it. Then you feel less confident and take weaker actions. But if you repeat positive thoughts, your subconscious mind accepts those too. It then pushes you to act with courage and hope. Hill teaches that the subconscious mind is the gateway to your emotions. This is why emotions make thoughts stronger. When you repeat your goals with excitement, belief, and passion, your subconscious takes them more seriously. But when your thoughts are full of fear or doubt, the subconscious also accepts them and reacts with hesitation. To train your subconscious mind, Hill suggests using 1. Autosuggestion, repeating your goals daily. 2. Visualization, imagining your success clearly. Positive emotions, connecting your feelings to your goals. 4. Faith, believing that your goals will happen. In Chapter 12, Hill explains that the brain acts like a broadcasting and receiving station. It sends out the energy of your thoughts and also receives thoughts from the world around you. Hill says this is why people who think positively often attract opportunities, while those who think negatively often attract more problems. Your brain becomes tuned to whatever thoughts you repeat. He also explains that strong emotions, such as love, enthusiasm, passion, and faith, help the brain send stronger signals. Weak emotions, like fear, worry, or anger, also send signals, but in negative directions. Hill encourages readers to protect their minds carefully. The things you read, the people you talk to, and the environment you live in all give your subconscious mind messages. If you surround yourself with negative voices, your subconscious becomes polluted. But if you surround yourself with helpful, positive people, your mind becomes stronger. Part 6 teaches that your thoughts, emotions, and environment all shape your subconscious mind. When you learn to control these things, you gain power over your life direction. Your subconscious mind becomes a powerful partner that pushes you toward your goals instead of pulling you away. Part 7. The Power of Emotion and Sex Transmutation, Chapters 13 to 14. Chapter 13. The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. Chapter 14. The Sixth Sense. In Part 7, Hill discusses subjects that may sound unusual at first, but he explains them in simple terms. Chapter 13 focuses on sex transmutation, which does not mean anything inappropriate. Instead, Hill uses the word sex energy to describe one of the strongest human emotions, the energy of desire, creativity, love, and passion. Hill says this powerful emotion can be transformed into motivation, creativity, and achievement. Great leaders, artists, and business people often have very strong emotional energy. Instead of wasting it, they turn that energy into work, ideas, discipline, and progress. Hill calls this transformation transmutation, meaning changing something into another form. According to Hill, when a person learns to channel strong emotions into positive actions, they gain more courage, confidence, and motivation. They think more clearly, solve problems faster, and create bigger ideas. Hill believes that people who achieve great success almost always use strong emotions to fuel their dreams. Chapter 14 explains the idea of the sixth sense, which Hill describes as a deeper form of intuition. The sixth sense is not magic. Instead, Hill says it is the result of training your mind through desire, faith, imagination, planning, decision, persistence, and understanding the subconscious. When you practice all these steps, your mind becomes calm and wise. You start to sense opportunities, make better decisions, and feel which path is right for you. Hill says the sixth sense is like a bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. It gives ideas that feel like sudden inspiration, those aha moments. Many successful people say their best ideas came suddenly when they were not trying to force them. Hill explains that the sixth sense grows when you, 1. Trust your instincts. 2. Listen to your inner voice. Calm your mind through quiet thinking. 4. Avoid fear and stress. 5. Stay open to new ideas. The main message of Part 7 is that emotions are not problems. They are powerful tools. When you manage your emotional energy wisely and trust your intuition, you can reach higher levels of creativity and success. Instead of ignoring your emotions, you learn to use them to lift yourself up. Part 8. Overcoming Fear and Building Confidence, Chapters 15 to 16. Chapter 15. The 6 Ghosts of Fear. Chapter 16. How to Outwit the 6 Ghosts of Fear. Part 8 teaches that fear is one of the biggest enemies of success. Hill says people stop themselves more often than life does. They do not fail because they lack talent, but because fear blocks their thoughts and actions. Hill identifies 6 major fears that control people. 1. Fear of poverty. 2. Fear of criticism. Fear of illness. 4. Fear of loss of love. 5. Fear of aging. 6. Fear of death. Hill calls them ghosts because they live inside the mind. They are often imaginary, but feel powerful. These fears cause worry, hesitation, and self-doubt. People with strong fears say things like, 1. What if I fail? 2. What will others think? 3. I am not good enough. Fear makes people choose safe but small goals. It stops them from taking action. It convinces them to quit early. Hill explains that the best way to beat fear is to understand how it affects your thoughts. Fear creates negative thinking, which then influences your subconscious mind. A fearful mind sees problems everywhere. A confident mind sees opportunities everywhere. Hill says you can defeat fear by 1. Building strong desire. 2. Practicing faith. 3. Using autosuggestion. Keeping a clear plan. 5. Taking action quickly. 6. Spending time with confident people. 7. Avoiding negative influences. He believes fear is not natural, it is learned. And because it is learned, it can also be unlearned. Hill also warns about 2 habits that strengthen fear. 1. Indecision. 2. Doubt. These 2 habits feed each other. When you doubt yourself, you cannot make decisions. When you cannot decide, your doubts grow stronger. This chain eventually becomes fear. But when you practice making decisions quickly and sticking to them, you break the cycle. Part 8 also teaches the importance of self-examination. Hill suggests asking yourself questions like, 1. Why am I afraid? 2. Is this fear real or imagined? 3. What would I do if I had no fear at all? These questions help you understand your mind and take back control. In short, Part 8 explains that fear limits your growth, but courage and confidence open the door to success. When you replace fear with belief and action, you free yourself to move forward. Part 9. The Master Key to Riches. The Role of the Environment. Chapters 17 to 18. Chapter 17. The Master Key. Chapter 18. Building the Right Environment. Part 9 focuses on the importance of your environment, the people, ideas, habits, and influences around you. Hill says there is one master key to success, and that key is the ability to control your own mind. But your mind cannot stay strong if your environment is full of negativity. Hill explains that your surroundings shape your beliefs. If the people around you make you feel small, doubt yourself, or fear failure, your subconscious mind absorbs these messages. But if you spend time with positive, confident, and motivated people, you begin to think like them. Their ideas become your ideas. Hill encourages readers to build an environment filled with 1. Supportive friends. 2. Positive information. 3. Inspiring books. 4. Helpful mentors. 5. Clear goals. 6. Organized habits. He warns that many people fail simply because they live in environments that kill their dreams. For example, if someone wants to start a business but everyone around them says, "Don't do it, you will fail," they may lose confidence even before trying. Hill also emphasizes the importance of forming good habits. Your environment includes your daily actions, such as reading, learning, exercising, planning, and working toward your goals. When your habits are positive and repeated every day, your mind becomes stronger and more focused. Another lesson is that your environment includes your emotional atmosphere. If your home or workplace is full of stress, anger, or fear, your mind cannot think clearly. But if your environment is full of calmness, encouragement, and hope, your thoughts and actions become more powerful. Hill also talks about the importance of continuous learning. Successful people never stop improving themselves. They read books, take courses, ask questions, and seek advice. This habit keeps the mind sharp. Part 9 teaches that success does not only depend on your personal effort, it also depends on the world you build around yourself. When you choose your environment wisely, you create an invisible force that supports every step of your journey. Part 10. Putting it all together. Chapters 19 to 20. Chapter 19. The Magic of Cooperation. Chapter 20. The Journey Toward Success. Part 10 brings together all the ideas from the book and shows how they work as a complete system. Hill explains that success is not one step or one skill. It is the combination of many principles working together. Chapter 19 focuses on cooperation. Hill says cooperation means working peacefully with others and also working peacefully with yourself. When you cooperate with others, you build trust, share ideas, and receive help when you need it. People who are rude, selfish, or dishonest may get short-term results, but they lose long-term success because no one wants to work with them. Cooperation with yourself means keeping your thoughts, emotions, plans, and actions moving in the same direction. Many people fail because they think one thing, feel another, say something different, and do very little. Their minds are fighting themselves. But when your thoughts, feelings, and actions agree, you become powerful. Chapter 20 explains that success is a journey, not a single moment. It takes time, effort, mistakes, learning, and patience. Hill says that everyone who becomes successful goes through challenges, but they grow stronger from them. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the path. In this chapter, Hill encourages readers to review all the principles from the book. 1. Desire. 2. Faith. 3. Autosuggestion. 4. Specialized knowledge. Imagination. 6. Planning. 7. Decision. 8. Persistence. 9. The mastermind. 10. The subconscious mind. 11. The brain. 12. The sixth sense. 13. The environment. 14. Cooperation. When these ideas come together, they help you build confidence, develop purpose, and take consistent action. Hill reminds readers that no one becomes successful overnight. Success grows slowly, like a tree. You must plant the seed, water it, protect it, and keep caring for it. Over time, your effort becomes results. He also encourages readers to trust themselves. Your mind is powerful, and when you take control of it, you can shape your future. Hill says, the real treasure is not money. It is the person you become on the journey, stronger, wiser, more confident, and more independent. Part 10 ends with a message of empowerment. Your destiny is in your hands. When you master your mind and your habits, you can create a life filled with purpose and achievement. Now that we've gone through the key ideas, let me share my personal reflections, what truly spoke to me, and how it connects to real life. After reading Think and Grow Rich, I feel that the book is more than a guide to financial success. It is actually a guide for building a strong and positive mindset. What impressed me the most is that Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying the most successful people of his time. He interviewed them, observed them, and learned how they thought. Then he turned all their lessons into simple ideas that anyone can understand. One of the biggest lessons I learned is that success begins with a clear desire. Many people say they want success, but their goals are not specific. When goals are unclear, it is easy to lose motivation. But when you know exactly what you want and why you want it, you become stronger inside. This book taught me that desire gives your life direction, like a lighthouse guiding a ship. Another lesson that changed my thinking is the idea of autosuggestion. Hill explains that we speak to ourselves all day, even without noticing. When we say things like, "I'm not good enough," or "I will probably fail," our mind believes it. But when we say, "I can grow," "I can learn," and "I can try again," our mind also believes it. This made me realize that the way I talk to myself is very important. If I want a better life, I must first build better thoughts. Persistence is another idea I connected with deeply. Success is not a straight line. There are challenges, slow days, and times when things go wrong. Hill says the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people keep trying. They learn from mistakes instead of quitting. This idea motivates me to stay strong when I face problems. It reminds me that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Another important part of the book is the section about fear. Hill says fear is the biggest barrier to success. I realize that fear is silent, but powerful. It stops people from taking action. But when I understand my fears and face them, they lose their power over me. The book encourages me to replace fear with faith, hope, and effort. The most powerful idea I learned from the book is that success is something we build, not something we wait for. It starts from within, from the way we think, feel, and act. When we take control of our mind, we take control of our future. This book made me believe that every person has potential. We just need to learn how to use our mind in a stronger way. And when we do, we can change our life step by step. Like this video if you want more insights, and subscribe for more brilliant thoughts.